time I've been a Christian, the thing that I have sought, the thing that I've longed for the most, is a way to know the Lord better, to sense his presence with me, to always stay right beside him. And it has to do with my conversion story. It's a long story. I'm going to shorten it. I was in college very contemptuous of Christianity, and I love to argue with Christians and try to talk them out of their faith, debate them. But about a month after I finished college, I was hitchhiking around Europe. I went in a church in Dublin and was looking at a statue of Jesus. And I felt his presence with me. Suddenly he was really there. And I heard his voice, not with my ears, but inside. Like there was a radio in my heart that I never knew was there. And it snapped on, and this voice filled my awareness. And he said, I am your life. And from that moment, I loved him so much, and I longed to be with him so much. That was the desire of my entire life in Christ, was how can I get closer to him? How can I be with him more consistently? I think one of the things that made it a little harder for me, though, was I misunderstood how this contact takes place. You know, we like to say that you can't experience God with your mind, it has to be with your heart. And that sounds like any experience you have of God is just a matter of getting emotional. And you can't get yourself emotional and then feel the presence of God. It doesn't really work. It was so helpful when I became Orthodox to realize that they look at it in an entirely different way. They understand that how do you experience the presence of God? Through your mind, like you experience everything through your receptive, comprehending, understanding mind, the mind that takes things in. It's like the heart is the center of your being. The heart doesn't just mean your emotions. The heart is where all of you is united and brought together in harmony. And the mind needs to be settled in the heart. But again, it has nothing to do with emotions. Emotions are not really relevant. If you're going to experience the presence of God, it'll be something you do with your receptive mind, just like you do when you read a book or when you're talking to somebody. Anything that comes in through that receptive mind. And the Greeks had a word for it. The word is nous, N-O-U-S. As you look through the scriptures, you'll see over and over this term being used for the understanding. It doesn't mean the mind that intellectualizes and that comes up with theories. It's not the philosophizing or theologizing mind. It's the receptive mind that can listen. As when the Lord appeared to the apostles after his resurrection, it says he opened their nous to understand the scriptures. And this was, suddenly they could see throughout the entire Hebrew scriptures the truth of Jesus Christ as it was foreshadowed. So it was a new understanding. When we experience the presence of God, when we hear his voice, it is through that same part of our mind by which we understand or experience anything, through the receptive mind, the nous.